Microsoft. Good morning to everybody. Let's see. Are we live? We are. Good morning. $6.32. Yesterday was that. I believe that's that high. Actually, that was that. Where were we at? Yawn. Good morning, good morning, morning, morning. We are going to be waiting here for this market open. Really have not much here on this. Pretty much we got a tight opening, tight overnight range here, blue line to yellow line from the high here at 18,677. Let me mute myself because I don't want to hear myself. 18,677 overnight high, overnight low 18,511.50. Yesterday's overnight low is this top end of this purple box here, right? We talked about that yesterday here. You could see it popped and reacted there. Then also you could see came back. We actually flushed it yesterday, came back up into it, and then used this as support again at 18,540 area. So this zone here, anywhere between 540 and 511, could be a good area for a bounce play. On the high end, that overnight high, 18,677, pretty much where everything held below yesterday after that big whip up. We sold off, and then we kind of rallied back up, but when the rally kind of ended right here at that, 654 area, but most likely that 677. So the plan is to hopefully get up into that overnight high, maybe wick it off, even get into that purple box and then rotate back down. Same type of deal here. I think we may wedge a bit longer. This 632 level is holding. Price is holding above it right now. If this candle opens over 632, I would expect to push into the overnight high and then a failure. So let's see. Trade patient today. Kind of a rangy type look at it. You got this. Look to be patient here. Nine seconds to open. See if we get that initial push to the high side. There we go. We are now open. So let's see what happens with this opening range. If it pushes up into that overnight high. I would like to see it get up. and then fail it. This 54 level, yesterday I drew it up. That was that breakdown point from when it consolidated. I called out that short down into this lower end. We're not very far off from passing this. I am going to keep this leader here. The leader account could pass in 150 bucks. So if we do enter and get up over 150, I'll kind of trail out tight. However, if it's going to run, I'll let it run to let the other accounts catch up. So no worries there. So we're going to let this get this up to the overnight high or up over this 54. That would be nice. Why is this on the 5? We got to get back on the 1. So the opening range there, wiki kind of high. The opening range is 91 ticks, so a little bit wide for just a straight breakdown on it. You want to see maybe a wick of the high again, up, like I said, up to that overnight high. 660 does have a volume node here that may want to get tagged off on as well. This is a pretty good support. If this support gives up, you do have a low volume node here, so there's that breakdown. And then down to 615, so 615 would put 230, so very wicky there. If we get back up into here and then fail this low, then you possibly could limit your risk. This is the high from 2 days ago. That was actually a pretty strong push there, but maybe it's grabbing liquidity there at the bottom end of that. This is the bottom end of the opening range there at 28. Still pushing, still pushing. I'm going to make sure this VWAP is correct. Apparently I have to zoom out in Top Step X to get that. NVIDIA holding up over 1153.95. It is above the pretty much most of the pre-market levels. The pre-market high was right up into the open. So if it gets over 1159, then I expect bullishness to continue because NVIDIA is just permeable. If NVIDIA stays bullish, then this may linger at the highs for longer. S&Ps is sitting at VWAP, so could get a bounce reaction from S&Ps. The overnight high is way up here, overnight low is way down here. I'm being very patient. I'm going to be waiting for this to like play out some, so let it do its thing, dance around. Going to post over in the YouTube the link to tradecaster.com. Tradecaster is a streaming service for traders by traders, and all that's in there is trading. So you don't have to hop around YouTube looking for the next trader to find the next big strategy or what's going on in another markets. You could just hop into another lobby and even run more than one lobby at a time. What are you gonna do? Pretty good. So this is pretty heavy. Delta's really heavy, breaking through this support. It closed now down below this trendline crack, could get us down to VWAP. That's a really nice flush. I do like that. I just didn't have anything as far as level was concerned. We never even got to this previous. This is nice and heavy. So that opening range breakdown did work. Opening range here, left the opening range at the high. So you do have straight down to 588. 588 is the support. The wedge forming is, I mean, that was pretty much the high end of that wedge. The bottom end of the wedge is going to be, let's give it a little. You do have JOLTS at 9. So you could wait till that hits if you're on the East Coast, like JD Okay, he says 10 a.m. So 9 Central, 10 Eastern. I think 588 flushes down to probably 531. 531 into this support area here. I could look for a bounce play around the support area. The goal is to stick to the strategy, not to just jump into stuff and just do it just to do it. But if it cracks through this lower end here, if JOLTS comes in and starts to extract this from this range, 561 could give you a breakdown straight down to 531. So 61 to 31 could give you a nice little flush. You watch for a reaction around that 531 down into 498. 498 down here. And then from 498, 439, and that's previous day lows. I think if that goes, then I don't know what's going to happen there. It's probably just a rollover. But I don't think that that's in the cards for today. I think today's possibly an inside day. We're going to wait to see what happens with JOLTS, and we'll go from there. Hopefully everybody had a good day yesterday. Look to capitalize and build off that today. This account, like I said, is just about $158 away from reclaiming that XFA. The other accounts are a little further away, so this is still leading. So if we enter a trade, I am going to trail it to the $150 mark past this one, and then if it doesn't come back and get us, then we'll try and catch that full 1500 on the move. Bounce straight off of VWAP, straight off of 588. 588, pretty reactive. Retest onto that opening range low. Russell's breaking above its opening range high, and S&P is still holding below the opening range low. I think we're getting maybe a little bit of a whippy action here. Reactive. Could short it on the retest of this down to VWAP, but I'm not going to do that right now. I want to see it whip back up, get into that high. What am I looking at here? This is what I'm looking at on this chart here. You can see pretty supportive. Bounce again. Just now we never made it quite down into this trend line. I do think overhead, this probably does act as resistance, but I would like it to get into the overnight high. I don't know if we'll be able to get there if it's going to short. It doesn't hate it. I don't hate it. 660 up to my overnight high. 677. The high is 677 even. I'm not going to take I don't limit into those levels. I like to watch to see if my setup will come, because this could end up over the overnight high all the way up into this purple zone, and then the failure comes just like it did yesterday. The failure came, although we opened right there. So it was so clear. When you open over this range, over a level, over a key zone, you start to wedge out and you give that good pattern, that delta divergence. It's easy to short it right off the jump. When it comes to this, we have to wait for it to build up, set up, get into an area where it wants to break out. That failed that breakout, then we rotate it to the other side. Realistically, we're just lingering around VWAP here. The price hasn't gone very far. The breakdown from the opening range still is happening here. Um, if 588 gives up, 588 could give way to the low. I would say 570, 570, 566. That could be a spot where this wants to break. So 588 to 566, a little 20 point move there could give you that. If you break this 588, that's where that could go. And then that's the bounce point for this trend line, right? So we're going to go back to this screen. Over 32s. There's a thickness in the volume overhead here, right? Above 632. A higher low, delta flattened out, so the price never really pushed further and deeper. If you get delta to start to creep back up, start to get some strength in it, then you start to see price push up, get above this opening range high. Then we can start to look for our overnight high. Russell is creeping downside though, so Russell has front ran a lot of some of these moves. So I'm going to watch Russell a little bit. If it does start to crack through that opening range low, then you could possibly look to see some heaviness continue. The aggressive buyers aren't stepping here yet. This is the tight range right now. Maybe a manipulation up to the high end of the value area here at 42, then another failure of 32. But this is just a sideways kind of action right now. Don't get yourself tricked into going long, short, long, short, long, short. Just kind of chill, wait, let your setup come into play. This is what I'm trying to do here. I'm just kind of talk myself out of being into these trades. Just not going to do anything right now. It does feel like it wants to stay short below the opening range, but at the same time, it does look like a higher low came in, holding above VWAP. If it gets back above 32, then the squeeze will come back in, push us up over that opening range high. Then if it leaves this opening range low at the bottom, then potentially it could continue on the rest of the day. There is a brick wall here seemingly at that 32 area. So if that gives up, then you do get that squeeze. But at the same time, if it doesn't, it's just going to continue to just get hammered. Could rotate down. I think if we do crack this 688, 588 level down to 566, that's a nice little move. Delta's getting heavier. Not the best word to pronounce for some reason today. Delta's super flat, super sideways. Even on the pops, it's not quite giving you that strong push. So you got the big move down in price, Delta flattened. Price tried to pop, so Delta is now kind of acting negative. So I think if you crack through 85, you can stop one here through 88. $88.50 down to 66. That would be my quick win there if it wanted to go. I'm gonna wait a second on that one. Probably won't get much for the JOLTS. If you're looking at the 15-minute range, if it breaks through this 51, could squeeze us up into there. If it breaks down below, oh yeah, big buyer stepped in on the bid here at 629, 622, 25, 22. I only watched bigger size that gets filled here, so this large order got split into a few. So if 32 cracks, then you squeeze. $629.50 give you 20, 20, 12, 12, 12, 10s. Those got filled. So if those don't push, you did get a strong delta push there, and now it's failing again. So could be that seller just got flipped. Nvidia is getting heavy, holding below the 1153.95, looking to come into the low of the day, but it hasn't quite made it there yet. If it does crack the low of the day, I think the low goes. So we are stuck here. I said the title of my video is Patience Today, and as you can see, patience needs to play out for us to break this. I'm gonna leave this here. No, I'm gonna wait till it gets down there because I don't want to click the wrong button and it goes. But that 588.50 is that longer term level for me. If 588.50 gives up, then I think if the VWAP gives up, then we go down. But S&P's is holding above and still kind of giving you that upside looking pressure. S&P NQs is pushing downside more, but still holding above VWAP. So we are sideways. Nvidia. Russell is creeping back up as well. Russell's creeping up. S&P's is creeping up. And NQ is pushing down. Probably just purely based on Nvidia. If Nvidia turns at all, then that probably gets us to push up. It's Microsoft. Microsoft bounced off of the 409.86 key level, pushing back up towards the 412. Kind of acting just the way that the NQ is. So I'm going to leave the Microsoft chart up for myself to watch. S&P's cracked the high, so then now it looks like maybe NQ will follow. The 32 still acting as that resistance, 32 quarters. Look at that flat delta. Flat price action, flat delta. We need to get out of this range and then decide to make a direction. JOLTS probably does that for us. Tons of volume. At this point. I wouldn't be surprised if the point of control just bounces around and up and down here in this range. Data latency probably speeding up. Patience, patience, patience. Flat price action. Nothing to be rushing into currently. Russell, right middle, dead center of its opening range. S&P's is pushing to the high end of the opening range, so look to see. Maybe this will pop up here, but be patient with it. S&P's just caught a little bit of a bid. Not like anything crazy, but it's pushing up. The opening range is right here. You can see it there. It's high up in the higher end. We're still below the opening range of the NQ. This is a wildly tight range. 410. That's really 80 something ticks. The point of control is definitely the point of control today, for sure. Absolutely. What's up, Jofi? Sideways price action, sideways delta. Not much going on here right now. Waiting to be patient, waiting for a little bit of a move out of the range. I do think if we get through 88, get down to 66. Awesome, Jofi. Was that in the overnight? That London session? Look at this. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I didn't see much except for the opening range breakdown here with this support line crack and the opening range breakdown. That's a good spot to take that short. I didn't take it. It's away from my levels. Really, these are wrong on this chart. The previous day high is up here. But I'm leaving that as, these are yesterday's levels. So kind of looking to see if they're going to be reactive. Today's levels are here. Overnight high is well up there at 677. Overnight low is 511. 588.50 is my key line in the sand for my longer term positions. I think if this 88 gives up, I think down to 66 is probably the first quick little move. Then down into overnight lows. Yeah, that's exactly what I got, except I just didn't draw you that overhead. If you look at this chart here, I got that same bottom end trend line, right? That support level here. Bounce play, bounce play, blah, bounce play. And then you have that overhead wedge as well. So I think we're on the same page here, Leezy. But realistically, that's what the title of this video, if you go over, it says JOLTS at 9, patience pays today, because we are inside an inside day. It's just possibly going to chill. This is nothingness, nothing burger here. I'd say 9 o'clock, we wait for that JOLTS. Wait for that JOLTS at 9. Let that thing kind of algo rip us around. Hell yes, hell yes. Tradecasters, great community. We got a lot of good futures traders in here. We got a lot of good everything, options, stocks, shorts. Got a good company. Yeah, absolutely. Talking about whatever else besides trying to FOMO into some of these trades. Absolutely. Probably going to walk away and get a espresso in a second. It is cloudy here in Texas currently, but it could turn pretty quickly and get sunny. I don't know what the weather forecast is, but it's cold in my office, so I'm rocking a sweatshirt. Is that a new icon there you got there, Leezy? Some sort of tiger? Oh, lynx. Yeah. I kind of like to just chill in the sweatshirt in the office. It makes it nice and Relaxed on a day like today. It's a little overcast. It's a little cool in the office. I'm just chilling. Island Wolf Ventures. I like it. I like it, Leezy. I like it.
Gotta switch this up.
Maybe Jolts here will give us the ability to get out of this absolute trash sideways action. You can see Delta here. If you can see the bottom end of the screen, I'm pretty sure you can see it. The Delta is completely flat. Just nothing here. And price going nowhere. S&P is still holding its uptrend pretty well. Russell's trying to creep down below the opening range low. S&P is creeping down. We're right on VWAP. Right on approaching VWAP here. Maybe Jolts gets us that whippy action to push us down. It's 4 minutes till 9. I'm not going to do anything until Jolts comes out anyway, so just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab my espresso shot. All right. Walk away. Come back right at Jolts time. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good job, Jofi. Leezy, where in Long Island you at? Look at that. Jolts bounce. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious because I'm from Long Island, New York. It came in at 8.059 as opposed to 8.4, so less job openings. Let this price settle down, these algos settle around, see what happens around here. I want this overnight high to break. 819, 823. I don't believe I'll be in New York in August, but if you need any help, if you're in the city, let me know. I may or may not know some people around the area. Yeah, absolutely. Jofi just, he's seeing the market well. Just taking it out, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out. That's the nice part about being a scalper as opposed to being, somebody who's looking to take these longer holds is you can get in and out. Don't be so greedy. Grab your couple $100, get out, and then, if you're going to catch something like this, great, good on you. Not every time you're going to catch a bounce like this. So I want to see this get over our overnight high, maybe even creep into that purple zone, and I want to see S&Ps tick off on that 5304 and then start to fail. If 5304 starts to fail, needs to hold that. I want this to get up to that overnight high for that short. Good job, Jofi. Well done. You will be able to after Apex's rules are going to change, I think, soon. If you were on Top Step, you could withdraw 50% of all your profits. So if you're on Top Step at all, if you feel like getting onto Top Step, I'll send you the link to grab a 50K or something, pass one of those accounts, and you could pull out 50% of all profits after 5 $200 plus winning days. So you obviously would be there, and you could take out half of that, 259, 9. You could take out 4,500 until you're up over, I think, a certain dollar amount. Then you could take out 100%. This 54 level acting as resistance, even though I don't want it to. I know it was going to. I knew it was going to. But I think we get through it. If not, the failure of 88 this time will be a short. Probably would take that. Grab my quick 150 and get back into the account. Holding above that little short-term trend line thing that formed overnight. This is kind of really irrelevant, to be honest, so I get rid of it. Opening range here, still right in the middle of that, in the middle of all the other ranges. I'm not looking to hammer in anything until I get up over the overnight high. Yeah, I really, that was the one thing that there was a few things that deter me from Apex, and then I start to just YOLO their combines and screw them up. I don't like their payout policies. I don't like the intraday trailing, intra-position trailing, drawdown, all that fun stuff. It makes me trade weird. I become a completely different trader when I start trading on the Apex accounts. There's the failure with that 54. I think if 88 gives up here, then we're probably going to roll over. I probably will take one short through here. Stop, sell that. Looking to just pass this combine, so if I can get at least up 150, I'm going to go really quick to 150 on this. Yeah, it's gone now, but until it goes away, I trade like a moron. Microsoft failing 412. Nvidia also selling off some, finding some support. Nice. If I do get a good quick flush to 66, then I'm going to be quick. Damn, 588 acting as that support. And that's why I put my stops below these levels, because I don't want to get bottom ticked. Need S&Ps to break through it, that VWAP. If the S&Ps breaks through VWAP, then this will give up 88. It'll roll to the bottom end of that support. Like I said, 66 I think is the bottom end of that support. That should give us a quick little move. And then I'll probably, like I said, trail it down tight. Hopefully it'll run to my daily profit target, and that's fine with me. But this leader account only needs $150, so I'm going to trail quick to 150. If I get stopped out there, then that's fine with me. Then I got to switch the accounts around and throw a different leader up there. Delta pushed down quite hard. Now it's trying to push back up. Buyers are stepping. There's aggressive buyers here at 88, at 600. S&P is pushing down below the opening range. Russell just gave a nice little tick up there, and then so did NQ, and that was a bigger buyer. You see that Delta really pop up there. Price made a really wicky high and then just gave it up. So if VWAP gives up here, then maybe this does falter, but that Delta to me shows aggressive buyers are stepping in down here at the lows. See if I get filled. S&P's just cracked the VWAP, so Nvidia's breaking low. I'm only going in with one contract. Right? Like I said, I'm only trying to make a quick 150 on this. $88.50 breaks down, then you do get a harder flush. I would like it down to the overnight low. That's where I would be interested in a long idea. However, overnight low puts us through the trend line break, so potentially for continuation through that overnight low. And then also on the other end, I think we still stay range bound. JOLTS is not that, I mean, it's important, but it's also not something that's like crazy market moving. So this is purely algos. Drove us up, drop us back down. Delta made new highs, price not making new highs. So it's weird, like there's an odd disconnect there. So the divergence is in on the other end where aggressive buyers are stepping in, but they're not outweighing the heavier sellers, which means that there's probably a larger seller somewhere in here that was up here at 32 and now is down here around that VWAP area. So I would just, I'm definitely going to be taking the short through 88. My entry's at 83 and 3/4. Maybe I'll take it a little bit higher. Nah, I'll leave it there so I don't get wicked in. If I get stopped on it, it's okay. I'm willing to take that risk on this trade. And then I'll just wait. If I do get stopped, I'm going to just only take one shot at it here. You can see price starting to speed up. It's getting a little whippy around here. Getting heavy in the S&Ps. Delta's starting to curl down. If this does give up, we should give a nice heavier flush like yesterday. Let's run this short, baby. Come on. Get heavy. Get heavy through here. Wow, that was a big buyer there. Holy shit, it's 200 lot, 500s plus just got filled on that. I think that long is coming in now. 604, 200 lot got filled, 224 lot. That's like a 500 plus lot. Maybe even closer to 1,000 lot trader got filled on that. That was huge. Huge buyer came in. I'm going to avoid this level for a second. Going to wait a second. Russell just crept upside. I think we're with this Delta creeping up. And with that huge buyer there that got filled on the bid there at 604.50, 604.50, 224 and 224. We'll call it 5 plus. You know, there's a scattered amount of other smaller trades around there. That's probably the same guy. That was huge size there. And you saw that pop. None of it has sold off yet, so it's really weird that it didn't. So 604.50. 604.50. Didn't get a big pop on it, though, like a good pop. So that was interesting that size got filled. So maybe they're getting out. S&P's holding view up now. Large size on the bid at 604. I'll give it. I'll give it the shot. Let it go. With that giant buyer there and not giving that pop. Hey, absolutely. If you're not going to be able to get in and if you already made your money, get out. This market's not for the it's going to make you give money back. Absolutely. If you if you continue to stick around, you'll probably just give money back to the market. So you're better off taking a walk, going and doing something else. I would recommend it. If I wasn't streaming, I would, avoid some things as well. So there's a lot of times that I would just leave and walk off the screen. This is super heavy, right? At any point, it could break out. All right, we're going to probably get triggered in here for the short. Let's see if it gives it up or not. I am short. See if 88.50 holds or if it breaks. I wanted to be involved if it breaks. I need to get it to be right below here. 76. All right, so I passed this account, and now we're going to let this thing run and see if it'll give us more downside pressure. There we go. To 66 is where I wanted it to get to. I'm going to make sure I don't get any slippage, but there's the breakdown of 88. So 88 gave it up. There's the short. If you're going to look to trail it out, fast moves, fast trails, I secured $200 on this. That definitely passes this account. It can only get up to $1,500. So there we go. Pass the account. Small golf claps for that. Good flush from 88 to 66 is exactly what I was looking to get. So perfect little short through that 88 level, seeing the heaviness. Yeah, I'm done with this account. So I'm copy trading 5 Apex 50Ks. Not Apex. Top Step 50Ks. I'm copying 5 Top Step 50Ks. I just passed this leader account, so I can technically make up to 1,500 on it. You know, it's going to not adjust my my whatever consistency ruled. So once I got myself over that dollar amount, I made sure I secured enough to lock that in. But I have 4 other accounts that I'm copying, right? 4 other ones here that if this was going to be a great trade, I didn't want to just get them out. So I wanted to secure those. But it was pretty much exactly what I wanted to grab, 66. So that was 588 to 6 to 566 because of that trend line that we both were talking about there, Leezy. That's that support area. So now I'm just going to adjust my leaders and then just shut this one down. Since I locked, past that account, we are refunded again, got ourselves back into another XFA. I told everybody the goal for this month is kind of to just build up as much funding as possible because it's going to be a wonky month for me as far as trading. I got family coming in for my son's birthday in a few weeks. I got training next week for active shooter training stuff next week. So I got to be in on day shift for 2 days. So that's going to be screwy with the stream. So the next few weeks is going to be screwy for leading up into it. I'm going to do my best to just maximize the funding until I get there. So I'm going to switch up these real quick. Copy trading. Clear them. Save. Okay. So now that we have passed this account, 53,048, we made that 150. We made a little more. I'm going to hit the lockout button here. Lockout. Yes, lock me out. So I have no more, I can't make an accident. I can't trade this account. It's done. I do that when I am in my XFAs as well. I will lock myself out, force myself to not feel the FOMO. And maybe it was the espresso here that got us to be patient to let that level come into 66. And now this is probably a bounce play here. Now we got to wait for these overnight levels to come in for us to make a trade. So I'm going to switch up the other ones and let one of them be a leader. That is a squeeze. All right, so let's set up these copy trading. Which one do I want to have as the leader? I'm going to go to my dashboard real quick. I can't see what I'm doing. Sounds good. I'll be here every day this week until tomorrow. I'm not going to be here. I have qualifications at 11, so I'll be on till about 10 tomorrow. So 8:30 to 10 Central Time tomorrow. Then Friday full stream. Thursday and Friday full stream. I think just overall, everybody just keep on keeping on. If you made your money today, the markets are going to be. I think it's going to be a slower, inside, choppy kind of day. The last few days have been a little bit of. You trend in the morning, trend in the afternoon, trend in the morning, trend in the afternoon, downside, upside. And today it's, probably just a smaller little bit of a range where we probably get very similar action. We might trend to the downside a little bit, then pop, but just be short until probably it's not short. It's going to be tight until then. What is this? Which account is this? This is 86. This is the one we just passed. Hey, got to find all these balances. That's not it. 85. I know one of these accounts is at 1,000, so I click through them. I guess I'll just go through here. These are all burnt. 49. There we go. 50. 50,000. So it's copy trading 517. 317. Leader accounts 317. And what are the other ones? 24. 85. That's 4 accounts. Save changes. Cool. All right. So now it's just chill here. Where's the leader here? the manual lockout button was hit on this account. So we passed this 50K for you guys, like I mentioned I was going to do prior to the end of this week. So we secured that today here on Tuesday. So we got one XFA secured out of the 5 that we're going to look to get by the end of the month. Looking to continue to look for a good opportunity, but right now I got nothing. This is the manual lockout one, so we're going into the leader account here. You can see we had that first trade there up 197 on the day. Could find, that's probably that's the only opportunity I was going to find there. With no follow through on that row, rotation back to the higher end is more likely. But realistically, like I said, inside type day, we could even go sideways all the way straight across. Above 88, holding above 88. We could do that little choppy dance for a long time until that trend line comes into play. Maybe get a little bit of a bounce up to the 632. The range could be right where we're at right now. This is how tight the range could stay all day based on the wedge, that longer term wedge that Lizzie even posted. That's kind of where we would just get stuck in between. Yeah, if you could avoid chop this type of price action, do it. If you've already made money this morning, good on you. We're up 197 on one really good. Pretty much tick to tick on the execution. Could have probably secured a little bit more on this because I did expect it to get down to 66 and bounce from there. So all I did was secure enough to pass that first combine, and then I wanted to let it run a little bit if it was going to continue this flush. But that 66 was definitely the bottom there. Right now we are just completely sideways. This whole choppy area here. If we do get down into this overnight low, look for a failed breakdown. However, if we do get down into that overnight low, that does break through our longer term trend line bounces, could rotate us down into 496, down into 439 as well. 439 was yesterday's low, also an area of confluence. And then if you break the 439, 359 is the next level to come into play. So those are the levels that I'm looking at if those levels do go. So there's a chance that if it does get heavy, that it may continue in that direction to the downside, just because of the heaviness. I think there is a sense of fear in the markets a bit too, because we're in this like indecisive point. We're in a Fed dark period, so they're not going to be yapping and moving the market around, up and down and around. It's going to be June. It's summer months. It's the beginning of people just trying to take vacations and stuff. I think we are in a different market environment though. Over the past few years, I think the summer months didn't slow down as much, and I think the same thing here. You're not going to slow down too much. You may get less opportunities, but I think there'll still be opportunities pretty much all summer, just because of the election. You got the internet trading. You got the Fed rate cuts / hikes. All that monetary tightening, QE, anything that could come into play during these months, and then also you never know any sort of crazy events that could come popping in here in the summer months. So that could affect the markets. If you're looking at oil and that kind of pricing, you could definitely look to capitalize on oil trades. I'm sure CL has some movement, right? There you go. There's some movement in oil. Probably based a lot on supply currently. You got that big push down. You're right into a good zone. But also at the same time, you're looking at summer months where they're reformulating and creating new gasoline stuff. So, we broke through that shelf there. You see that big consolidation shelf breakdown. You've wedged out to a low here at 72.50. Rotation back up to a high side isn't out of the realm of possibility. We broke this trend line and then rotated down. So, crude, I don't trade it, but I definitely want to start including it into my my repertoire, especially Wednesdays when they do provide inventories. You do get a little bit more action on it. It's just something that I'm looking to. S&P is getting whippy on the 30-minute. This is the 30-minute. Really chop. I'll put it in the 5. Nvidia is just grinding downside, but at any point it could break through the like little downside wedge here and explode because it is Nvidia. I'm going to check through a couple of the other names. Microsoft still trying to hold below 412, although it is a bigger turn, like a wide wedge pattern as well. Nvidia, Apple is creeping upside from its support. Support was at 190, then 193 even, and it's bouncing up to pre-market overhead resistance. But if it gets through 193, 193.90 up through 194, it could rotate back to the high of the day, up through 194.50 up to 195 for Apple. But with all these other names doing a lot of nothing, Meta creeping down, Amazon on its lows, Google is on its lows but bouncing. Tesla's in the middle of its daily range here, right here at 175.50. So Nvidia, that slow grind to the downside, pretty much just holding us here. Same as the NQ, just sideways flat. We did pass 150K. I was looking for that quick opportunity down short through 588. We got that really quick little grab here. Caught the couple points that we needed to get it. We secured it, and we took our money and ran. Now we switched over to these accounts where we need to try and grab another, couple more days of trading to secure a few more XFAs. So my goal, like I said, is to secure as many XFAs as possible prior to the end of June. June's going to be a wonky streaming month for us. Also, we are going to be doing the education course starting the 17th. I'm not sure which 3 days I'm going to get. I'm hoping it's going to be later in the month because I do have family here for a week right in the middle of that. So it's either hopefully I get the end of the streams or very beginning of the courses. But I'll be running 3 days, running you through my whole story of how I got into trading, what I took from every type of trading, vehicle that I've traded, everything from Forex to equities to options to futures. And obviously I've landed on futures. I find it to be the most simple to completely maximize your gains on a day-to-day basis. And especially with the advent of these prop firms that really get the ease of entry into it is huge for a lot of people. So I think there's something to be said about trading everything and understanding what some of these correlations are. Now I'm going to run through a lot of how I look at correlations, fundamentals, and pairing that with my technicals and mentality, psychology stuff, and just kind of how to develop your own strategy and not rely on other people, right? That's the biggest goal. It's cool to be in these rooms. It's good to keep each other company. It's good to call out great ideas. Team trading, I think, is great. I think that's something that helps everybody out. Like, you see Jofi saying that he's going to do this and you're, on the fence. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to give that a shot, limiting your risk. Maybe take it on smaller size if you're thinking it. Not necessarily a signal service, but, working together as a team, I think that's the biggest thing for these kinds of rooms, right? For the streaming services here. I think a lot of the YouTube, I am on YouTube, but a lot of the people that are doing that are looking to sell you a course or looking to, just get you to pay for their signals or something like that. I don't want to do that. I want to teach you, especially in those 3 days that I'm going to run that course on here on Tradecaster. I want to teach you how to develop your own strategy by piecing together stuff that you like from other people, right? If you come into here and you like, my strategy of delta divergence around overnight levels and over previous day levels, just simplifying what I do besides other, if you just take, he only uses overnight high, overnight low, previous day high and low on his chart. So maybe if you take that from me and then you go over to AK's room, even though he's trading small cap trash and he's shorting it, you grab his VWAP strategy around that upper band and, you add that into this, even though I already did that. So I already have that, but I don't show it. But you pull little things from there and then you go to Dex room and Dex teaching you, trend line cracks and becoming the casino and setting yourself aside, from that. And you go into Buddy's room and he's young and he's energetic and he's got something that you could take from him something you could take from me, something you could take from Leezy, even though he's not teaching or he's not streaming. He might say something in here that clicks in your head, and you'd be like, "Damn, I need that, right? I'm going to add that, and I'm going to start to back test it, and I'm going to do that." So developing your own strategy from other people, that's like the meat and potatoes of kind of what I want to teach. No, yeah, not yet. I mean, I recommend, so to everybody, if you want to stream, come over to TradeCast or send Deca an email, and you can do it. I think it helps my trading, but also at the same time, it becomes a slight bit of a distraction when you're interacting. So if you're not quite ready with your own trading, and you haven't hammered out something that you can stick to that'll allow you to be okay with missing trades, then you start to you can get into the streaming portion. It helps me kind of stay accountable, and I like to help out people. That's why I like to do it. And people come in and they come in the room, they ask good questions, and I like to be useful. So that's why I like to do it. But I have missed trades. I have lost track of what screen I'm on. I have Ray in here checking me, let me know that I'm on the wrong screen from time to time, and it's that happens. But also, like, personally, like, I'll be looking over here at another screen trying to explain something, and then the setup will come quick, and then you got to be on it. You got to really be ready to go to be a day trader, right? You got to be focused. You got to get to your setup. You got to watch and be faster than the other guy, especially if you're in equities. Equities is really about speed. These futures markets, if you do it the right way, and if you can kind of trade the way we can, you can be a little bit not as fast, because you can just set into a setup, let it come out. If you are familiar with Top Step at all, or any of these other futures guys, if you know who Rips is, he's trading like quick little short breakouts. He's trading momentum. He's trading adding contracts and pulling them off quickly. He can't be slow. He's got to be doing this fast, right? So, but he's streaming because he's so used to it. He knows how to do it already, right? The 32 finally broke, so I think maybe we can get up over this 54 potentially. If it does get over 54, gets over the overnight high, maybe we'll start to look for that fade from the overnight high. But if we never get there, we never get there, and I won't take it. So I would always recommend the stream thing. If you want to do the streaming, start by just downloading OBS and just recording your screen while you're trading and talking to yourself. That's how I journal, basically. I don't use any of these journaling softwares anymore. I used to use a few different ones. As far as metrics are concerned, I really don't need the metrics as much as I need to understand my thinking at the time of the trade, and I can review videos if I'm going to go back into my videos and say, okay, this is what I was thinking. This is what I was looking at on the chart, because I can see the chart on the stream recording. So the biggest thing I think you could do to help upgrade your trading is definitely record your screens and either review it at the end of every trading day or at the end of the week or on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Get into your charts and start, get into your recordings, start looking through, just go to where you made your trades, or leading up into your trade. Say, okay, what did I see then, and what am I seeing now, and why did it not work, or why did it work? And then you can review it, hone it in, try and figure out what's different, as opposed to, why did you see what you did in the moment? What was your mental state? You can notate that down if you want to. If you save the video, say, and you just type in like loser this, winner here, and you'll start to build on that. And then once you do that and you start to do that over and over and over again, then those recordings, and then you want to stream, right? You want to start doing it like this to help people out. I think you can definitely do it. It's definitely possible. You just got to simplify everything. Maybe get a couple screens.
I gotta fix these headphones. I'm not used to wearing headphones. I gotta turn the sound canceling off so I don't yell. There we go. I can't hear myself talk, and I don't want to yell at you guys.
All right. Yeah. Like Lizzie said earlier, I think the Tradecaster community is great for, having good conversation, talking about trading, talking not about trading, and, keeping yourselves away from trading in this mess. Because, when you're by yourself and you're not talking to anybody, you're not, interacting, or maybe you do have like a one trading buddy, but maybe they're not around, and you see this mess and you're like, oh, if it breaks 32, I want to go long. And then it goes 32 and it fails. Oh, if it breaks 88, I want to go short. And it gets through 88 and it fails. And then you just start to chop. And then you start to see things that aren't there. You're not you're talking through to nothing. So, having this community, if anything, and the value of Tradecaster and something like where you're in a part of a room, aside from, talking about levels, talking about, hey, I'm interested in this here, I'm interested in there. But, you're able to stay out of mess, understand what other people are thinking maybe, and then kind of keep you from trading and over trading and killing yourself here. If we're going to do that as well, we're going to go into kind of what's coming up. We do have the JOLTS today that came out lighter than expected, which, you could tell it's a non-mover. Algo whipped us up. We came back down, and then we came settled. Tomorrow, we do have ISM Services PMI, which may move the market a bit more. If it comes back over 50, I anticipate markets to sell off a little bit more just because of the expansionary nature of the inflation. So for it to be deflationary a little bit last time, and them anticipating a tick up, I think it ticks up even more than that. I also think a lot of these numbers are manipulated, but that's just me. Thursday, the balance of trade is going to give you some movement, and the initial jobless claims is probably more likely to give you some movement at 7:30 pre-market. If it picks a direction that day, then non-farm is really the bread and butter of the week. So Friday, having non-farm, if this moves us anywhere, it's going to move us out of whatever range that we've created. I did mention in my write-up, if you go into it and you click it and read up on my outlook, you will see that I did say that I'm not surprised if it's going to be quiet. I wouldn't be surprised if we made all-time highs this week, and I wouldn't be surprised if we went the other way. That's the kind of indecision that we have, especially with the fear-greed index showing neutral. So it's not showing anything of directionality as far as anybody wanting to do anything in either direction, where, people are talking about GameStop. GameStop pops up, and then it fails, right? That hype pops it up, and then it fades out. NVIDIA, talking about its AI stuff, is pretty much gotten to an extended state, and it's kind of breathing. So it doesn't have, I don't think NVIDIA has downside in it. I think it has more upside in it because there's no reason for it to go down. Everything that they say is positive. It's got growth. It's got, all that. So I think it's just been pumping, going sideways, pumping, going sideways. So just it's in a sideways mode. And then once NVIDIA starts to get going again, then you're going to start to see the market get going again. The market is rigged to go up, right? Especially these indexes. The indexes are rigged to go up. It needs a reason to go down, and it needs less of a reason to grind to the high side, right? So when we're range bound, when we're sideways, it's probably building into another leg to the high side unless some catalyst brings us down, right? That's my fundamental thinking on the other end of it. That's something that I'm going to go into on the course when I do have my 3 days to kind of explain everything. So I'm going to try and get deep. I'm going to try and do my best to simplify everything that I talk about. I started working out on an outline, and I really want to kind of hammer down on some key things that'll really help, I think, a lot of people understand what moves markets and why I understand these levels so well. It takes years and years of staring at charts to help that, but also, if you're coming in and you're newer, or you don't have that many years under your belt looking at these candlesticks go up and down, up and down, up and down all day, then hopefully some of the reasonings behind why things move will help you out. I started in FX, which I think helped me because I started in FX in a way that is different than other people. I think, everybody starts in FX because they think they can get in, make buku dollars, get Lambos and all that stuff. I started because I felt like understanding the fundamental dynamics between currency pairs could give you an edge, right? Correlations in pricing and certain things like oil and gold and iron, like some of these costs, I could manipulate my bias in these things, right? Or risk on, risk off environment stuff. So that's why I started in currencies, but then I kind of started to move into the futures, and then obviously equities and back into futures. And this is just untradeable. So stay out of it, please. I got on a little bit of a tangent there talking about, where I was and where I want you guys to understand how I got those dynamics as far as the NVIDIA is getting that little bit of a pop. So NVIDIA created a higher low. Where's my mouse? There it is. We'll go here. So you can see NVIDIA wedging, wedge. And then, like I said, NVIDIA doesn't really need a reason to go up. It needs some catalyst to go down, right? So we've just been stepping up. I don't know why it's on a 1 minute. I need it like more on a 30. So you see NVIDIA gave that huge spike on earnings. We came up, and now we've just run into this overhead resistance, stayed in this pretty much channel. We gapped up. We've rotated now with this gap and go. If we crack above this 53 and hold at any point, I think we just continue to rally with NVIDIA. I mean, NVIDIA just has no reason to pull back. And then when NVIDIA goes, then the NQ goes. We basically, the NQ is going to be trading the pretty much trading NVIDIA at this point, because Microsoft is through the 412s and we haven't made it up higher. Meta, Google, all these Mag 7 names are curling upside. So prior to that, with this whole chop, they've been kind of drifting downside. So now that all these names are starting to creep up, I think that maybe NVIDIA is going to lead us. And if NVIDIA gets over 1153.95, then you may squeeze this. I need this overnight high to get snapped. 9:42. Feels like a long hour that was, right? Getting the last little bit of my espresso shot here. I rushed the shot. I had to make it, and I got a little sloppy. I didn't get a chance to make a perfect shot, but it's okay. Still a good cup of coffee. While we're here and while we're being patient, I will post in here like I do every day, daytradingcoffeeco.com, fueling your trading adventure. If you use code POLICINGPIPS, you get 15% off. I developed this company because I love coffee, and I was looking for trading coffee and didn't find it. And I was like, you know what? Let me get into this coffee business. So I did a lot of research development and all that stuff and found a great system to deliver freshly roasted coffee to traders very quickly, right? You're going to order it. It'll be delivered to you within the week. It'll be freshly roasted. You'll never have to worry about it sitting on a shelf. If you're a K-cup drinker, I went out of my way to develop K-cups as quickly as possible. It's pretty expensive to develop K-cups, but I found a reasonable solution. And then as we grow, we're going to start to grow and grow and grow. I am starting a funding fund, so 10% of all of our profits in the future are going to a funding fund. And I'm going to start giving away combines. I'm going to start giving away cash accounts as we grow. And with that being said, if you head over to the affiliate link that I'm going to post here at Lightspeed has partnered with us, and I do want to just show them good faith that I will drive people to their site to show that I can at least give them clicks and that people are watching and that people will potentially be getting into Lightspeed. Lightspeed, when I traded with T3, is what I used. I loved the platform. Fantastic short locates. The fee structure was excellent. And now with our code COFFEE, they'll let you open an account with all of these fees, and the equity limit is $5,000 instead of $10,000 that they normally require, right? For me, I'm partnering with them because I want to use them as the company that I provide the cash accounts with, right? If you're going to come in and you're going to spend money on our coffee and we're going to give back to that community, then I want to do it with the best broker that I know, and this is the one I know. And if you are interested in it, just click over and link, read about it, understand what Lightspeed is. If you're going to trade equities, if you're going to go over and do what Deck's talking about with the shorts, head over to that link. just check it out. If you use code coffee, they'll let you open an account with 5K. So it's definitely a great opportunity for anybody who's looking to do the equity side. I also am looking to get myself into a new Lightspeed account soon. But that's just so I have an opportunity to grab some equity trades, because I've been seeing the equities markets pretty well as far as my levels are concerned, and using these futures trades paired with some of the equities trades really start to develop a bigger portfolio for myself. But that's when I'm a little bit further down the line with my work, and I'm trying to focus on the coffee company and stuff, so I'm not trying to put my eggs in too many baskets right now. So yeah, click over to that Lightspeed. When we do get when we get that profit margin coming, I'm going to be donating those cash accounts to people, and hopefully we can do a good vetting process where it's not somebody who's just looking to get a cash account and then pull it out and disappear. I want somebody who's going to prove to me that they're going to trade, application processes and whatnot. So it'll be a fun thing for those of you who actually are interested in doing it. If you are interested in the funding fund, I do have a contact us section on the website at Day Trading Coffee Co. So if you go over to the contact page here, type it in here in your message, just say that you're interested in the funding fund when it does come about, and when we do have the profits, to be able to give back to the community. Throughout the course of the year, I am going to do giveaways as well on this stream. So if you are in here and we start to hit a consistent basis of just certain levels of viewership and interaction and stuff like that, then I'm going to start to give away coffees, shirts, hats, stuff like that on a week-to-week basis. So probably, but starting the end of the month, once I'm done resetting my mind and getting all my funding back, and elevating taking my trading steps to the next level, I'm going to start doing the giveaways time and time again. But right now, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on get myself my funding back, and today was a good step in the right direction. We got that first XFA back again. In the month of April, we made $4,000 on the XFA. In the month of May, we decided to give it all. We took a withdrawal first, and we decided to give it away and burn that account early last month. Well, not early, but it just kind of started running into where market conditions changed a little bit, and I didn't adapt fast enough and burnt that. But now we have secured that one back, and we're going to start to maximize that with Copier and do one at a time. So even if you don't plan on opening a Lightspeed account, click that link anyway. Show them some good faith that I can drive some traffic to their site, and just because I want to keep that partnership alive until I can get that funding fund up and running, so I can start to work with them and develop that good relationship. So I don't want you to feel forced into, I need to try and get an account or something like that. That's not what it's about. It's about giving you the opportunity. If you do want to open an account, you do have that right there, and that gives you the best fee structure and the lowest cost of entry. So that's why I want to provide it, to give everybody in all of my rooms the best things that I can find. If you are interested in that, if you're interested in doing any Top Step combines, I'll give you that link as well, just to have it. So, just so you have the code. If you use this link and then use code, I think they still are running it, the 5 Express funded accounts. I think the code is 5 Express funded accounts. That code gets you $29 50K combine. I'm fairly certain that code still works. That's the one I use for those. So that's for the Top Step trading platform. That's what I'm using. I like the Top Step X. It gives you a lot of good functionality. They have also just developed the mobile version. I'm happy with that. For me personally, I'm going to use it as an emergency backup, because the chances of the internet going down or something like that, I could flip over to the mobile and get out. That's one thing I do like about it. I like to force myself to be trading on my computer, so I have my full tool set, especially with what I look at for confluences. If I'm just looking at levels and just looking at chart patterns, it's not the full picture that I need to get. So I don't like to trade mobile. But if I need to execute or something and it needs to happen, and I do have, or I need to get out of a position or manage something that I'm already in, and I have to run out, maybe go get my son from school or take them somewhere, and I'm in a position, then I will look to grab that mobile. But it's good to have. Let's see if this will happen. $9.51 here. Markets have gone absolutely nowhere. So if you are executing and hammering in and out, I want you to take this. And if you're down, or even if you're up small, like I'm up small right now, just walk away. I wouldn't be annoyed if you just decided to get up, take a second, take a breath, go for a walk, and then come back in a little while. The price is not going anywhere. If you feel like you need to get into trades on VWAP or around VWAP or in this lower volume time, prices really died down. If it does go, it goes, right? You didn't miss anything. If the price moves, you didn't miss a trade. You just moved. You missed movement. The market's going to move for you. Your job as a trader and your job here is to continue to keep your capital and allow yourself to trade tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and maximize the profits that you can possibly get, right? And even if you decided that you wanted to short right now and it's going to go all the way to the low and go to zero, I don't see it, right? Where are you limiting your risk? Where are you getting yourself to that point, right? I think you need to understand when conditions are tradable and understand when conditions are not tradable. And I feel like right now this is where you need to see that it's not quite tradable. Unless you're really, really heavy on size and you're only trading a couple ticks at a time. If that's your strategy, if this is part of your strategy, then go for it. For people who are more like me and who are more looking for catching little pieces of big moves, right? That's what I want to do most of the time. I would love to catch the whole piece of a whole big move, but I need to catch a little piece of a big move to basically allow my strategy to play out over time, because the only way for that big move to happen, the only way for me to make money, right, and I can limit my risk, is if a big move is going to happen, and then I can capitalize on at least a part of it and then maximize as much of that move as I possibly can. So I can limit my risk and then have a huge upside potential, but also just be able to secure that base hit after base hit after base hit. And when it comes to this, there's not a bunch of room on either way. And so there's not a lot of room for that big move until it starts to show us its hand a little bit, right? As I mentioned, it could just sit here on that 588 all the way until it gets to that trend line again. And we could pull back again into that 588 and push into, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Maybe on power hour, you start to get some movement. That's why I'm just going to keep talking about some other stuff. If you like what I'm doing over on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family. I try to do this stream as real as possible. I don't try to sell you anything except for coffee, because I think it's good coffee. And if you are a coffee drinker, why not do something that's dedicated to traders and something that's going to get you fresh, good coffee? If I didn't like it, I wouldn't sell it. And that's just me. Other than the coffee, I'm trying to give back. I'm trying to teach you that with a family, with a job, with a company, you're still able to come on to the charts at some point during the day and be able to execute according to your strategy, to be able to trade longer term and start as a side hustle and maybe develop it into a full-blown business and do it however you want to do it. It's possible. It's realistic. But I also want to come in here and mute your expectations, because you have plenty of people on Instagram that'll show you $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 days. And those people have been doing it either a long time, they're either faking it,
or they're trading account sizes that you'll never see, that with money that they got from somewhere else or whatever it is, and they're not showing you the true realities of the majority of traders, right? And so is everybody's goal to make that kind of money? Yes. Will you potentially make that money some point? Yes. But in the beginning and at a point where you're just kind of in a community and doing stuff, you just have to appropriately size to your account balance and be comfortable taking the trades that you take, be repeatable, and then over time you can start to scale it and scale it and scale it. And that's really where I'm at with trying to help people, right? I've had my son comes in here all the time. My oldest, I would bring him to school every day, right? Like I bring him to school, come onto the charts, and then trade with you guys, then get off the charts, work on the company, then go to work, then come back. So there is lots of moving parts in my world. I'm sure most of the people that watch this are in the same boat, right? They're either families or jobs or something that they're trying to work around in order to make this become their reality. So that's why I'm trying to do this for you guys, right? Streaming doesn't necessarily help me very much, except for getting the a little bit of the accountability and the community, right? So, I'm not making money off of this at the moment on the streaming end. S&P is giving up the low end of the thank you, good sir. I appreciate it, Leezy. Yeah, I just want to show people that's a reality. You can do it, but also be muted with your expectations in the beginning, right? Don't try and shoot for the fucking Lambo right away. I'm glad I could get a few people on board that really kind of get the message. Like I said, if even if I'm talking to one or two people every day, I don't mind, as long as I'm helping somebody. That's really my goal in this. When I played baseball all the way, through the years, my goal as any sort of leader on a team is always to try and lead by good examples, and also just show people that you can do these things, undersized and, just by good hard work and putting the time in, and then also managing it around work and all that fun stuff. So this is kind of replacing that and, kind of changing into this being where I want to lead people, and also in policing as well. I do the same thing. I try to help more of the younger people. Hell yeah. You still in college now, or you're done? I don't think you strike me out, and I bet I can definitely strike you out as well. I haven't played in over a year or so. Congratulations. Where did you go to school? You played in college too, or no? Oh, I definitely would strike you out. It's not a question. It's just how many times. University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Sweet. That's a cool place. I like the word Chattanooga. Ah. Lots of choppy price action. So yeah, I basically went to school just to go play baseball, and then I did it well enough in school to get my degrees and stuff. But school came easy. That's not the issue. Just wanted to focus everything I could on baseball. Getting Tommy John surgery didn't really help the cause, though. I mean, I guess it helped me long term, but professionally did not help me. Yeah, it's hard to commit to one. I committed to baseball pretty much immediately as a child. Apparently, my parents recognized it in me as a really young kid, and that's all I ever wanted to do. So that's all I ever did. from 5 all the way up. I went to Stony Brook University in Long Island, New York. Smaller D1. Graduated in 2011. And all my good friends decided to go to the College World Series in 2012. I graduated, and they ended up taking it to the house the next year. This needs to... Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, they definitely earned it. We had a really, really good team in 2011. A lot of really good guys, a lot of great players that graduated. And, I mean, we won like 40-something games. We just lost in a conference tournament and such. We're like a mid-major school. We didn't get to get the bid, but they ended up winning the conference tournament the next year and taking it all away. But that was cool. It was awesome to see. They earned it. And then so 2 of my teammates that I played with in the Cape, I played with them at Stony Brook. We played in the Cape together. They won the Cape Championship. They ended up going into the College World Series the next year, and then he actually ended up winning the World Series with the Texas Rangers last year. And one guy's center fielder or an outfielder, and the other guy's the bullpen coach. And they, 2 of the best teammates I ever had. So they've made it championship to championship to championship, nothing but winners. So Stony Brook makes winners out there. Hopefully I'll make it to the World Series of trading at this point. That's what I've changed it all over for. I don't think anybody should be trading this, to be honest with you. If you are, like I said, you are either trading huge size and just trying to catch like 1 point each way. But, oh, wow, cool. Nice. Some people are just a tough out. That's, sounds like you. Sounds good. We'll do it. We'll find a cage. I guess I'll have to start throwing again. I haven't. So after college, after my pursuit of pro baseball fizzled, obviously I became a cop. I was an NYPD cop for a while, and I was on the NYPD baseball team for a few years. The very last game I played was already now over a year ago. At Wrigley Field, we played the Chicago PD at Wrigley. So I pretty much hung it up there. That was the last game I ever played, was at Wrigley. So I haven't thrown, aside from like little tosses to my son over the last year. So I got to start really tossing the ball around a bit. Absolutely. That's true. I think especially baseball players as opposed to like other athletes, because there's so much failure in baseball as opposed to, it's like golf too, I guess, would be a good indication of like the mental fortitude you need to accept losing in this, because you could hit perfect shots in golf and, catch a bad bounce and, head out, get a bogey or whatever, and, start to beat yourself mentally and roll into the next shot. Baseball, with taking every trade as an at-bat, the wind or anything. If you take trading, I think baseball, for me, like I said, it relates to everything in life. I think that's why I'm really happy my sons are really starting to get into it and starting to get involved, because I didn't want to force it on them, but at the same time, I think baseball teaches you so many different life lessons. And then with trading, kind of translating that mental game of baseball and sports into the trading world, as taking every single trade as more of an at-bat and not a game, right? So you could go 0 for 3 in a game, strike out 3 times, but you still have that 4th at-bat, and then you come up in a clutch situation and you need to get, just a base hit or something to either win the game or just start a rally or something, and you go out there and you just take that next at-bat minus all the other at-bats and you get a base hit, and that just starts you onto a nice rhythm. So it's everything. You could win the game going 1 for 4, right? And that's the same thing here with trading. You could take that one good trade, cancel out all those other losses. So if you kind of take everything mentally from a baseball standpoint, taking it as at bats, yeah, each day, each month, each year, yeah, it's really, that's kind of how it goes. And you got to take every single trade as that at bat, at bat, at bat, at bat. And if you got to just foul off a bunch of pitches to not strike out, take break even, take a small loser, and then you get a double, you hit a triple, you hit a home run, you hit a single. That's how your profits build up, right? And so that's kind of how I equate it to everything. That's how I equate most things in life, but realistically, trading is like almost exactly that. So I think that's why it works out so well. I've struggled with it mentally, trading wise, because it's a little bit different, right? Because you are like, perfectionists in sports and stuff, and you're trying to get your swing better, and you can do everything. Yeah, you could. It's each day, yeah, you could not swing like today. If you didn't take anything here today, I wouldn't be mad at you. Right? We're starting to get some size on the offer here on the time and sales. So that was what that wick was. I don't know if it's going to get below 88.50. Like I said, I think we could just sit on top of 588.50 for a while. And then every time it breaks through, I think down to 66, maybe 63. Yeah, maybe it goes here now because of the timing wise. It is after 10 o'clock. See what happens at the Euro close, 10:30. See if there's any sort of action, but there's nothing here for me. There's a good chance that I don't take any more trades today. I took that one. I'll be kind of happy with securing one XFA and keeping the other accounts here just over 1,000. Yep, absolutely. Especially in this game. The home runs kind of expand your account, right? So if you're going to hit a home run, if you're going to be a base hit guy, a base hit doubles guy in this game, it's going to work so well for you because sometimes you're accidentally going to hit a home run. Like you're going to enter on all these really good setups, and then you're just going to trail out, and somehow it's going to trail into a home run. And that's when your account takes that next level, and then your base hits just become bigger, right? And you can just scale it that way, right? Base hit, scale it to a little bit of a bigger base hit, and then it's just a base hit to the account size, right? Instead of thinking about it money-wise, thinking about it setup, execution, trail, it's all good. Sometimes you just don't take any swings, and that's what we're going to be looking at for the rest of this day, I think. If I wasn't streaming, I would have probably walked away already. But I am streaming, and I'm here for you guys. So I'm here, and I'm going to live to my obligations. I'll be here till 11 today. Tomorrow I'm going to get off early because I do have rifle qualifications at 11. So I have to get over to the range before then. So I probably have to leave here by 10. So if I do that. But the rest of the week, 8:30 to 11, every single day we'll be here. Today I'm off. We're going to go do some family stuff after I get off the stream. Try and work a little bit on the business, try and expand it. If you are into coffee or anything like that, spread the good word. Let the other traders know that we do have that coffee company and that we are brewing it. We're roasting everything on demand, delivering it, getting it to your door fresh. And then as well, it's trading fuel. It's fantastic. There's roasts for everyone. I got 10 different roasts all the way from decaf to light roast to espressos and dark roasts. So anything you could want, we got it. So for traders, by traders. And then also, if they're into the philanthropy side, we are doing that fund. So as we build profits, as the more people we get to buy our coffee on a regular basis, the more money we can give back to traders. And that's my goal, right? Everybody out there trying to sell courses, I'm just trying to sell coffee, fuel people, and then give the money back to the trading community. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully people can see it, spread the word. If you are on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at Policing Pips. At Policing Pips is my Instagram. Follow me there, and you'll be able to get my scheduling. A lot of times I'll post if I'm not going to be on. I'll post it there. Also go and follow at Day Trading Coffee Co. That is our... What is going on there? I didn't do anything on here. I hate when that happens with the trading view. Sometimes it says that it's disconnected because it's logged in somewhere else, but that's just because of me on my phone, I think. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy market. Sitting here up 197.20. Basically, it was a $200 trade with a little fees and slippage. But yeah, $200 even. It's not really any slippage because it's $2.80 round trip on Top Step X. Great fee structure over here on Top Step X. You know, you really get the most bang for your buck here. This temporary liquidation means that I lock myself manually. You can see we copy traded it 5 times, 197.20. If today were just the day where I'm gonna just shut it down, you know, you can make $200 across 5 accounts, and that's $1,000, right? If you take this little tiny move that I took right here, this small little breakdown, and you can maximize this, right? I only got it to here, right? I only caught from what 83. What exactly did I catch? 84.50 to 74.50. I caught 10 points. 84.50 to 74.50. That's it. That's all I caught. You could catch that with a copy trader and make $1,000 a day. It's really, that's how it goes. So you don't need to do these giant move, long hold things. If you know how to manage your risk properly, $200 a day, this won't get me the payout because that's $3 short, you know, whatever. So if I would have made it 220 instead of whatever, I was up that much anyway. I could have easily caught it. But you know, I can't say that that's a bad job to do. Like I mentioned, I pretty much would be done for the day if I wasn't streaming. So if anybody has any questions, comments, anything that they want to analyze, anything that they want to talk about, let me know. Nvidia is trying to hunt the lows of the day. So potentially at some point this does give up. Microsoft looking to break 412. If it does give up 412, I think this 88 level eventually does give up. On a day-to-day basis out here, we are just trying to keep you from executing anything crappy here. I do want to make sure you guys are out here doing the right thing, not hammering into trades, not completely just trying to trade that there's nothing to do. I don't see it. If you're a range trader, like a super tight range trader, it's a really good day. We are a rangy kind of so I'm not necessarily a counter trend trader, right, or an anti-breakout trader. I find my strategy works very consistently on failed overnight levels and or acceptance into other ranges, right? On a day like today, we've never even come close to anywhere near. I mean, we came close to this overnight high, but we haven't come near the overnight low or the overnight high. That keeps me out of this market. Why? Because it's not directional. It's not even range. It's just chop, right? So that's slight. I mean, it is rangy between 88 and 54, which are levels that I drew up yesterday. I drew these lines yesterday, right? So having these lines here pretty much dictated today. However, these aren't levels that I trade off of, right? These are not part of my A+ strategy. Yes, I traded the breakdown at 88 because it's a long-term level. That's not the reason why I didn't trade it just because of this. It's here. I traded it because it was a long-term level, and that's where I wanted to break down. But, this is, what I try to do is I try to fade a failed breakout or failed acceptance into the out of the overnight ranges. If it wants to accept and run, I will take a breakout of it, but it needs to show me the reason why, and it needs to be part of that. And realistically, if I take the failed breakdown of the overnight low, that technically working in the direction of the trend of the uptrend, right? So if I can catch the low and then rotate it all the way back to highs, that's a good momentum type trade, although it's catching the bounce of it, right? So that's a little different than being counter trend, anti trend kind of trades. Do it smart, Ray. Do it smart. Don't go crazy. Thanks for following me, guys. I saw that you got the follows in there. Appreciate you. This is really kind of messiness. Let's see if I can find something real quick for you, Leezy. Let's see. The I don't see it. yeah, I do multiple accounts right now. You can see the leader here is +3. We traded 197 on 5 accounts here. Yeah, leader +3 means that's copying. Yeah. How's the stream going, Scrooge? Oh yeah, it's what it's all about. Excellent. I'm glad you're liking it so far. This is a untradeable market currently, and waiting for it to decide on a direction if it's going to. Realistically, I'm pretty much done unless it gets to that overnight high and gives me my setup. Unless it gets to that overnight low and gives me my setup in the next 30 minutes. Otherwise, I will be off the stream and carrying on with my day and enjoying the family life. There you go. Well done. Yesterday, Tuesday. Good work. Good work. Are you doing a 50K or Nice. Good job, Scrooge. Good job. Yeah, the goal is to get as many accounts as possible, copy them, and leverage these prop firms for as long as you possibly can. As you pull money from them, start to develop your own personal account just in case they do decide to fail and do what they got to do. That was a nice bounce here. Microsoft is holding 412 and rotated up. Nvidia is holding its lows. It did make a slightly higher low here. It's still wedging out, so potentially could go up, but I don't know. It could potentially not. I have had Apex before, and I have had it, and I did it again here, and I just don't like their rules. I don't like their payout rules. I don't like their trailing drawdown rules. It just makes me trade like shit. I don't think Top Step or Apex goes away anytime soon. I think they're around for a bit. The futures. So how this works is right. The prop firms space, right? It started with Top Step way back when. I've been on and off with them for a few years. Top Step created pretty much the space. Then in the FX world, you started to see like FTMO, Fivers, all those things. I was funded with those companies when I was doing FX. The reason those companies go away is because a lot of that is manipulated. There's a lot of shit going on with the Forex props. There's manipulation, basically, fake things, liquidity stuff. There's not a lot of regulation. So the U.S. is trying to regulate it a bit more. So those FX firms are all disappearing from the United States. If you're out of the United States, the FX firms will still be there, I think, longer, but they're going to be a little tighter, I think, and harder to get payouts from because the U.S. market is so big for those places. Coming into the futures market as opposed to the equities market is a little less regulated. It's still regulated. There's still rules and there's still stuff that you can't do on the broker end. But there's less capital rules. There's a lot of things that they can do on the back end to copy trade as far as the prop actually copying the trades that the traders are making. So let's say Top Step gets all this data from all its users. They start to see who's profitable, why they're profitable, what they're doing that's going to make them money. And if they start to see these profitable traders, right, you pass your account, you go into a funded account, you're making money on these funded accounts. Yes, the first bit is still technically sim, right? But they're copying your trades across however much money that they feel they can leverage on you. They'll copy your trades and they'll start to use those to make them money in the back end. And that's how they're able to pay you out. And then also the people who they realize are failing and they're consistently just losing money, they can fade those people and their algorithms on the back end make them money on both ends based on losing traders and winning traders. So yes, the fee structure and stuff like that makes a lot of sense. I think Top Step does probably a really good job on the back end of doing their copying and understanding who does what. right? So they're able to keep around longer term because they can fade their losers and they can make money on their winners. On the equities end, they can't do that kind of stuff. So you're not going to find the prop firm in the equities like that, right? So when I traded prop for T3, it's not that you're trading prop in the fact that they're giving you accounts like this and letting you do your thing. You have to put in a little bit of money. Some of them don't make you put in money. Like I don't think SMB makes you actually put in a performance buffer, but like I traded with T3. You put in a little bit, they leverage your money by a lot. You're trading the firm's capital. I had to become a licensed trader, Series 57, SIE. I had to do all that. So I have my license. And then there's so many rules as far as like disclosures and, how you're entering and exiting trades and sizing and how many trades you're taking and, PDT rules as far as that's concerned. It's not so much an issue on the prop end because you're trading larger capital size, but when it comes to these futures firms, that's kind of how they do it. That's how they make their money. And I think Top Step will be around long term. I think especially with their YouTube channel and stuff like that, they're getting income coming in from multiple streams aside from just people paying for combines, right? And then I think their winning traders are making a shit ton of money for them, especially the people that are in their live like their A-books, because they can A-book you and they make, good money on those A-book guys. Like, their top guy right now is up to $295 on the year, right? So they're able to take that, right? So that's how they're making money. The bigger players on their side are making them good money to pay out, maybe some of the smaller trades, but also if you're making money, they're copying you and they'll pay you out. So I think they'll stick around. Apex worries me a little bit more than Top Step because Apex does so many promotional things, and then the trailing drawdown rules. And I don't know how well they collect data. It's really, it's all data collection, right? I don't know how well Apex does it. Maybe they do a really good job, but it seems like what Apex does right now, which this is concerning, is that they pay all these influencer traders. Not saying that they're bad traders. I think Trades by Matt is a good trader. I think even Patrick Weiland's a good trader. I think he's a little bit of a loose cannon, but he makes money. They pay some of these guys to come out here and just pump their name, do these crazy YOLO trades, make these big money trades, and they get all these followers from all these people, thousands of traders, to use their codes, right? And they're gonna, get to these 250K account challenges. They know a lot of people are gonna blow those, but they're going to keep running that 90% off, and they just extend their sales. There's not a lot of like really good support. So there's something concerning about a company that just constantly runs, a funding company, I should say, that runs these sales the way that they do, in order to just continuously to get people to buy accounts. And I think it helps the people who know how to trade. And it really hurts the people who don't know how to trade and that just continuously blow account, and they fall into that. So it seems a little desperate. So if I had to put my money on it as a trader and running my probabilities in my head, I really believe that if a company were to disappear, it would be Apex over Top Step. That's just my thought on it. And then if that happens, then everybody's going to flood to Top Step, and then Top Step's going to just be even bigger, and then they'll just kind of maintain the game the way that they're doing it. But realistically, I can't see Top Step going away in the next few years unless they start doing some regulation stuff within the prop space, as far as the government stepping in and doing some of that stuff, or the some of the futures regulators. I don't see it. Can't take that much. I was just looking at something. Sorry. I lost my train of thought, but we're just choppy here. I'm not going to trade anymore today, probably. No, I usually really, I like my happy zone is 2 contracts, especially with the way my strategy works. When I get to the point where I build a little bit of a buffer on the accounts, I usually like to trade 2 contracts, and I'll shed 1 at the first major structure level. Let's say my strategy is, let's say we got to this overnight high, right? Let's use yesterday as an example, because yesterday really worked out as far as the example is concerned. If we use yesterday as an example, the overnight high was over here somewhere. We had confluence in this zone. I got a rising wedge pattern. Everything kind of worked out. Delta divergence, all that, right? If I would have entered this at 30, I think I said 37 was the entry. You enter this at 37 as it failed 39. Enter 37 with 2 contracts. I'd take 1 contract off at the VWAP. If I were to have done that, you guarantee yourself that win. You move that second stop to break even, and then I can comfortably trail that second trail and try to maximize the gains. Come here. Come on in. Come say hi to the people. Come say hi. This is a new experience for you. This is big guy Enzo. This is Enzo. Max has been on the stream before. Enzo used to have school, and now school's out for summer, right?
No.
You're on live here. Say hi to the people.
What?
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Being silly here. All right. I'm almost done, okay, buddy? We'll go and do something afterwards. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Have fun.
Yeah?
Here, take Venom with you.
Venom.
All right. Later. All right. Enzo's out. He wanted to say hi for the first time. We got Max and Enzo. Maximus and then Lorenzo here. Maximus and Lorenzo. Kind of 2 big dudes here. And that's what we trade for. These are the kids. We try to make it better for them. Getting back into the idea of trading through these props and stuff. Leverage it. Doing the 2. So with the S&Ps breaking this may lead this 88 to crack. So if S&Ps holds below this 77.50, just watch that, because this could lead to this 88.50 going. Yeah, 2 contracts, 3 contracts. I like having more than one on. That's really my thing. Limiting risk, though, especially with the way my strategy works. I'm very quick to trail. I don't mind trailing out the entire position and just moving on to the next trade. Just letting things happen. Yeah, so let's say today I took this trade here, the one that I took. I entered here on the short. I expected this to get down to 66. So what I would have done with 2 contracts on the breakdown of this level, I would have taken the 2. I would have set a limit order here at 66, and I would have never got filled because it hit off on 67.75. I would have front ran the level, though. So realistically, I probably would have got filled at 68 and a quarter. Yeah, I probably would have got bottom ticked on that. And then I would have moved that second stop to second contract to break even to try and just see if I can get any sort of further pullback down through. So here it is. We look like we're breaking down now. So there's the breakdown of 88. And we finally are getting it. I think we get down to 66 again. See if 66 is the bounce. NVIDIA just cracked its low of the day. NVIDIA cracking the lows. This is a nice little move. Don't know if it's going to hold, though, because that's just kind of how the day is. I think we do have down to, like I said, 66, but probably 60, 68. We do have down a little bit further before it runs into the trend line break. Nothing's following through, so just be careful. Enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get off at 11, and then I will be done for the day. 8:30 to 11. That's about it. I'm not going to trade anymore for the rest of the day today. I'll take my $200 and be done for now. Copy traded across 5 accounts. That's how it works. We secured another XFA today, so working to build as much funding as possible over the course of June, because like I said, June is going to be a bit of a funky month for streaming for me and trading, with family coming in for Enzo's birthday and all that stuff. So it's going to be fun to just stick to the plan and then really maximize everything. MLGO, according to Deck, has the squeeze potential. So stay ready for MLGO if it does start to squeeze. Be mindful of MLGO. And if you want to trade like Deck and you need a broker, click that link in the chat, the Lightspeed brokerage. Lightspeed and Day Trading Coffee Co. have partnered up to get a fantastic deal here for you guys. So don't be afraid to click through the link and see what it's all about. It's the company that I'm trying to partner with to do our funding fund. God damn. So Top Steps top trader currently just took a 100K payout. Good for him. Failed to break that and have any volume to the downside. This is nothingness. Maybe if you're looking for a bounce, I don't know. There's not. I think the hold below here does continue to rotate us down. Maybe a grind to the low side, but this kind of price action is definitely not conducive to good, quick, heavy moves or good, quick bouncing. Let's see what Twitter has to say. "63 American banks are on the brink of insolvent collapse, according to the FDIC." That is a terrible thing to hear. That could be a reason why we do. Let's see what people talking about. XRP. I got some XRP. I don't have any other coins. I got trapped in XRP years ago when Coinbase doesn't let it trade, and I've just left it alone. What in the world is going on? Weird shit. Oh, wow. XRP is up on the day. It's up to 53 cents a coin. Whoa. Might need to get up to like 380 again. Today's return down $44. Apparently it spiked. I'm average cost in at 39 cents, and I haven't really done anything with it. 116 coins, though. It would be nice to get that over a couple $1,000 a coin if they decide to Bitcoin it. Maybe I'll get accidentally lucky. Nothing to do but just sit here and not trade. I hope you like my song. This is nothing to do here, nothing to do here. This is just kind of faltering. Massachusetts security regulator is probing the trading activities of GameStop. And that's interesting. Just trying to find anything here. Nothing to do. Oh man, E-Trade threatened to close the Kitties account, and the apes are getting a little crazy. They're closing their E-Trade accounts now. So E-Trade, I bet, will redact that statement that they may have made or may not have made about taking his account. A larger size got filled at 1042 here. 600. Lots of bids hit. $30 lot at 97, 10 lot, 23, 10, 16s. I mean, I think that's one big larger player got filled there on the bid. Just really don't have a ton on that. I mean, the bigger size, I mentioned it got filled here before. It got filled here again. I'm not sure what. I mean, it's getting filled on the bid, so it is a bullish a bit. All right, everybody. I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and lock myself out of all these accounts. Here's the manual lockout button. I don't feel like getting chopped up if I decide to get off the stream and become a degenerate gambler. So we are going to lock ourselves out. Trading is now locked out on this account. should be manually lock out on all these. I don't want to allow myself any opportunity. Well, I can't. I locked out the leader. So locking out the leader allows me to not trade this. And you can see on the bottom, manual lockout, manual lockout. We made $197.20, so a $200 trade on a really quick hit trail. Look for the follow through. Nothing to do for me. I'm not going to take any more trades. I'll talk it out. If you guys want to still talk through these trading opportunities, I will stay here until 11, 15 more minutes. If you have any questions about the coffee company, about the funding fund, about Lightspeed, if you got questions about maybe the mastermind session that's going to come here and on the 17th and beyond, let me know. I'll try and answer as many questions as possible. If not, I'll just kind of sit here and twiddle my thumbs, sit in my hands until 11 o'clock, because that's when I commit to you guys. I commit that 8:30 to 11 every single day as much as I can whenever it's practicable. I'm here for you if you need anything, questions, comments, concerns, anything about the futures prop firm space, anything about Top Step, anything about GameStop, anything about anything about anything. Bought minus number, sold that, and not been liquidated. There we go. Yeah, I think so yesterday's broken New York Stock Exchange probably had a lot to do with GME. Berkshire Hathaway and a couple other huge money funds went from $600,000 down to $100 and something bucks. I think that has a lot to do with some manipulation through the GameStop fiasco, and I really think that they're trying to mess with that kitty guy. I think they are scared because they do know that he can pump this stuff. I don't think that it definitely gets much. I mean, anybody who's pumping this and taking out money, from doubling their money from $20 to $40, you can't go wrong with that. Good on them. But who knows how it'll go with the GameStop thing. It just shows that we can definitely do a lot as a group, but I'm not a trader of this at all. It's entertaining to me to watch and see how the market works. I think today's a good Taco Tuesday day. Maybe we'll take the kids, head over, and get some tacos for lunch. That's what I'm feeling today after a nice little, one quick little tiny 10-point scalp. Take it, lock yourself out, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to get off here in 4 minutes. Like I said, 8:30 to 11 every single day, 4 more minutes, basically, because I locked myself out. There's no trades to be had. If you're still trading, I don't know what you see. If you're short in the 32 level, that's a possibility. 32 is a pretty important level to short. If I come back to the computer later and I see that this thing is melted off or skyrocketed to the moon, I didn't miss anything because it's really not part of my plan. I'm a morning trader. I'm an open trader. Maybe a close of the day. I do catch stuff in power hour as well, but that's not as frequent as trying to get it done, get it over with, make the day the most you can early, and then be done with it. If I can't get something early, if I have to be really patient and wait till later, then so be it. But if I can't take it, there was a good chance I was taking 0 trades today. I got lucky when I got this heavy manipulation off of 54 and this trap. I was able to capitalize on the 10-point trap, and that's it. I am all for Top Step. So if you click the link in the chat, let me see if I have it over here. So Top Step. Oh, that's light speed. Copy this. All right, click that link there, Bamboo, and use. I think they're still using this code 5 funded express. 5 express funded accounts. I don't remember the code. Let me see if I can find it. Top Step. This is the code right here. I'll pop that into YouTube. I think it's this code here. I believe that gets you $29 accounts. May 31st. Oh, that ended on May 31st. I'm sure they'll give it again. But even if you don't, click that link, see what you can get out of it. Even if you have to buy a full price, it's not really that big a deal. It's 20-something bucks. Top Step, Bamboo, I think right now is the one that I recommend the most. They pay out. I've received payouts from them. The payouts are fast. Their rules aren't egregious. They're realistic. Their position sizing is good. They limit you so you don't break yourself. And I don't think a lot of people take that the right way. I think they take it as they're trying to be limiting to how much you make. And I don't think that's the truth. I think that they just try to limit how much you're going to lose and try to keep you in the game as long as you possibly can and stop you from yourself, right? If you can manage your risk, manage everything, and try to avoid their max drawdowns and set your own personal limits, Top Step will take you to places that you will definitely enjoy. And then now they just upped the express fundeds to 5, so you can copy trade across 5 accounts. We just secured one more. We're going to look to try and get 4 by the end of the month, maybe the end of next week. I locked myself out today. There's nothing left to do today. Next week, hopefully I'll be able to catch, the rest of these funded accounts and then be capitalizing on copy trading across 5. You start taking the payouts, let's see how long that takes to really get ourselves into a nice rhythm. Overall, like I said, I think Bamboo, I appreciate you coming into there. It's only so they have a consistency rule to pass. You can't make more than 50% of your profits in a single day. So technically, the shortest you can do it is 2 days. I've done it in 2 days plenty of times. This time I passed 4 days. So a 50K account, it takes $3,000 profit target with a $2,000 drawdown. I find that drawdown for the price point for the target is the most realistic, the easiest to pass, the easiest to grow and scale. So I think that's the best one to go. So the 50K account, it takes 2 days to pass. If you make $1,500 each day, you can leverage up to 5 minis on the combine in a 50K account, and that's way more than enough to pass. I usually am only trading three contracts in the combine. Today I only traded 1 contract because I only needed $150 to pass it. So we did that, and we just took off $200 minus fees. I recommend this Top Step X platform if you are going to do Top Step, because there's a lot of functionality to it. Aside the functionality, there's some little quirks and stuff with the VWAP, and they're still developing and they're still working out some bugging and stuff. But I mean, realistically, executions are great. If anything were to happen where something technically goes wrong, they make it right pretty much immediately. I mean, by the end of the day, if you lose money because of a technical glitch in their program, they give it back to you. There's very little slippage, and the fee structure is fantastic. There's really no commissions, and they basically just charge you the fees of $2. One contract full round trip is $2.80. $2.80 round trip per contract. You can't beat that, right? Really, you can't beat it. So, on a $200 trade to take home $197, you're good. You're after passing, it's $150 to activate the account, and then you don't pay anything else anymore. So, yeah, it's $150 to pass. After you pass, it's $150. You don't pay any monthly fees or anything like that. Once you get into a payout, they refund you. So in your payout, let's say you paid the $29 combine fee. If you take your first payout, they refund you that combine fee in your first payout. So technically, if you pay, let's say, the $39 or $49, whatever it is for a 50K account, you pass in 1 month, you don't pay another monthly fee. You make, let's call it, you hit your payout target. Their payout structure is you can withdraw 50% of your profits after you make 5 $200 winning days, which just kind of keeps you with a little bit of a balance of buffer. So you pay your $49, you pass in a month, under a month, so you don't get rebilled. You pay your $150. Let's call it that you're down $200 from the activation. You do great. You start your combine, you do everything, and you pass. And your XFA, you get enough to make your first payout. In that first payout, let's say you withdraw $800 like I did. You withdraw $800. They give you whatever that $50 you paid for your combine. So technically, you get paid $850. The only thing you're down now is that $150 technically for the activation fee, which you just took out $850, right? So $850. Minus $150. I mean, $800 minus $150, you're up $650 just there. And now it's a free account. Now you don't have to pay anything else. You got your money back. You made your money. Now everything you withdraw from there is yours. Up to $10,000, you take 100% of it. After $10,000, you're splitting 90-10 with the prop firm. So you're getting 90% of all the profits, which is, you can't be mad asking. You can't ask for more than that, right? If you're going to take withdrawals and they're going to take 10% of it, who cares? It's their money. You paid $50. Technically, we'll call it $200 to be able to trade and pull out money, right? So just look at it risk to reward wise, just like a trade. It is a trade. So Bamboo, I appreciate the conversation. If you have any other questions, follow me on Instagram at policingpips. DM me there. I'll answer you on there. So follow me over on the Instagram. If you're interested, tradecaster.com. We always have a lot of good conversation there. A lot of information kind of just stays in the chats there. So I will be off the charts for now. Hopefully everybody either made money like Jofi today, like pretty good, with small winner like me, took one small win. If you lose, if you're down small, don't try to revenge trade it back. There's not a lot of opportunity here. I think you may hold the wedge down here at the low at 66, possibly. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, it's really just, if you haven't done it yet, maybe take a walk, go get lunch, do what you got to do, and then come back to the charts later. But until tomorrow, follow me on Instagram at policingpips, at Day Trading Coffee Co. Hit the Day Trading Coffee Co. website. The more we sell, the more we can give back to the traders. Click that Lightspeed link, all the above. And then until tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central, I'll be on for probably until 10, until I have to go to training, rifle quals. So other than that, I appreciate everybody coming by. Stay out of the chop. Be patient. Take your money and run. And have a good day. Deuces.